Hello, my name is Alessio Bernardelli and I'm the Deputy Team Leader of Science at Values School. I'm here today to show you how we use Wallwisher and NGfL Cymru Thinking tools to develop thinking in the children, and in particular to help them understand a very important concept in science, which is identifying and setting success criteria for investigations. I've always found difficult to get the children to understand the concept of success criteria, and in particular to apply the success criteria and set success criteria for their own investigations. I thought that one of the best ways to get them to understand what success criteria are was perhaps to introduce them to the idea of setting success criteria in everyday situations. So I created the Wallwisher wall that you see in front of you now, and I put these comments. One is building a model fighter. Number 2 is doing the shopping for the week. You've got getting married. You also have down here planning a holiday. Number 5 is manufacturing a car. And lastly is studying for an exam. So what I had to do in this Wallwisher wall was to add comments next to each of these 6 situations in groups, and their comments should reflect the success criteria they thought person, for example, that is studying for an exam, like you see in this bottom corner here, should set for themselves if they want to be successful in the exam itself. Now, this activity was useful because they really do understand success criteria in everyday situations. And in fact, we have quite useful comments like getting an A star, and perhaps Jess has lower expectations, so she's saying get your target grade, and so on. Things like study the right subjects, which is also quite useful. But it was easier for them to understand what success criteria were, and therefore we could then transfer these skills and this understanding in more complex situations, like measuring the current through a resistor as we increase the voltage across it. I think Wallwisher is a fantastic tool because it really enables your children to become quite creative in the comments, and also to work collaboratively and learn in a collaborative way. But as you can see, you end up getting quite a lot of comments, which is a good thing. However, these comments are in no particular order, and sometimes I found it useful to have a specific order for the comments that the children are giving us. So the next step was to give them these Values Cyrcles tool, which has been developed by NGfL Cymru, and they could use the tool to put now in order of importance or relevance the comments that they found from different people in the Wallwisher wall. So how does this value circle work? Well, it's very simple. You can put a title, which in our case would be success criteria for exams. In the inner circle, we want to put the comments that are most relevant, and in the outer circle we're going to put the comment which are least relevant. So all the contributions, all the success criteria that we think are least relevant will be nearer this end of the circle, and the most relevant will be nearer this end. There are 2 ways that you can use this activity. You can either have the pen tool and write directly on the screen, but the way I prefer to use this is actually letting the pupils to use this quite nice tool, which is these sticky notes that they can edit and enter the text in here. So they could then transfer some of these comments from the Wallwisher wall into our Values Cyrcles. So getting an A, this particular group decided to put it quite far from the center, so they thought getting an A star wasn't particularly relevant, or it wasn't the most important success criteria for them. And then they decided to put getting your target grade actually the most relevant criteria, which was quite interesting. And also they thought that studying the right subject was quite vital, so that was maybe a simple but very important success criteria to have, and they placed it here. So they thought that make a schedule to find time to actually revise, it was quite important, and they placed it here quite close to the center. Now we did this with all the other elements of the success criteria Wallwisher wall, and then we also managed to transfer these skills into real success criteria for real investigations. This is a very useful way to use a very powerful tool like Wallwisher with an equally powerful tool like the Values Cyrcles developed by NGfL Cymru to really enhance the learning experiences of your children, enhance collaboration and enhance thinking in your classroom. So I hope you liked the approach I'm taking with these Wallwisher activities and Values Cyrcles, and that you will have a go yourself at using these great NGfL Cymru resources. If you wish to know more about how to use Wallwisher, you can find a video tutorial on the NGfL Cymru YouTube channel. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.